Are we about to see an end to the war in Gaza? Indonesia's President Prabowo Subianto has made it clear at the United Nations General Assembly taking place in New York that Indonesia, the largest Muslim majority country in the world by population, is ready to send peacekeeping forces to Gaza. The statements come straight after President Trump sat down with a whole bunch of Muslim state leaders to discuss the Gaza crisis. President Erdogan of Turkey was there, as well as Indonesia, as I mentioned, Egypt, Jordan, Qatar, UAE, Saudi Arabia, and Pakistan. Saudi Arabia, the money, Pakistan, the muscle, the two golden boys at the moment of the Muslim world. Now, what did they discuss, right? What do they have to say to Trump, or what does Trump have to say to them? I actually don't know. More talking, still no, real action on the engineered crisis in Gaza by the Israeli state. But there is talk now of peacekeeping forces potentially moving into Gaza. That's the news, and I'll keep you posted with more news as it comes out. But here's the analysis in the meantime, if you care for it. You won't hear this part in Western media, even analysis pieces or analysis shows on Western media. But I will tell you, Israel is losing the war in Gaza. Think about it. Don't take my word for it. Only look at it analytically and go off and research if you disagree. Or if you're unsure about the validity of my analytical claims. One of the most well-funded, well-equipped Army, Navy, Air Force triad in the world, the Israeli military, defense forces, right? They can't overcome resistance forces of a native population that are, relatively speaking, basically unarmed, isolated, and starving in a besieged strip of land. All the IDF seems to be good at is leveling bakeries and hospitals and sniping at unarmed civilians from a safe distance, right? We don't want our soldiers to go toe to toe with those teenage boys over there throwing rocks. We only have a bulletproof vest and helmet to defend us. What if we get, bruised? Now, why why are the Israeli Defense Forces not able to overcome the resistance in Gaza? The effectiveness or spectacular lack thereof of the IDF is another whole video by itself, so we won't get into the weeds of that. But the results are clear. 2 years on, by some reports, 60,000 to 500,000 people, almost entirely civilians, by impartial sources, almost entirely civilians, they've lost their lives. And Israel does not even hold Gaza. They siege it. You siege when you attack a territory you currently want to control, but you cannot, right? Or you're unwilling to pay the price as the attacker to effectively take it and end the siege and start an occupation, right? So Gaza is still besieged. It's being attacked, but it can't be fully occupied yet. And that's the situation for Israel. It's a small country of 10 million people. Several million of those are Palestinian second-class citizens of Israel. And from the remainder, dual nationals and everyone, at the slightest sound of a bang or a bright flash of light, they fly back to Florida or wherever, or Ibiza to, take a break from it all. Even the remainder of Israeli society from which the military soldiers are derived, the majority of the IDF are reservists, meaning office workers, tech bros, admins, weekend warriors, basically just one level up from keyboard warriors. And to expect them to operate like an effective and capable military and take hold of territory, Gaza in this case, the data just suggests it was just asking too much of them. With Israel failing to fully occupy Gaza, let alone annex it, let alone, fully take it, while at the same time they're having to sacrifice any diplomatic currency they had left on the world stage, they're tanking the diplomatic standing, have tanked the diplomatic standing of the United States with them, right? As a result of these atrocities that they've chosen to commit in the absence of their ability to fully occupy the state, Israel is now in a bit of a bind, you could say, in a bit of a tough spot, right? And America, as it has been throughout Trump's administration, America is not interested in scaling up its support for Israel. Ideally, America wants to scale down its support. No support for a fight against Iran, no support for a fight against Russia, no support, almost, you could say, for a direct American fight with China. They're toning it down, they're renegotiating sanctions, they're trying to make it so that they don't have to fight China, which is a good thing, right? We don't want conflict in the world. Now, unless America can make some money from it, it wants to de-escalate wherever it can. Money from it, why I mentioned, because the NATO selling weapons to Ukraine by the Americans that Europe pays for. It's a whole. We'll talk about that in a Russia specific video. Long story short, why may Trump and the Muslim leaders meeting have been deemed fruitful according to Erdogan? Erdogan called it a fruitful meeting. Well, because Trump might go off now and try and convince Israel to give up on Gaza. Pull back, Benny boy. Let the peacekeepers come in. You failed. Okay, it was a bad deal, and I only make good deals. Associate myself with people who make good deals or have islands where they take their friends. This is not a big deal. Gaza's not a big deal. Just pull back. We'll talk about Iran or some other good deal later, right? If you give up, Trump might say, if you give up and pull back, after all, peacekeepers aren't really a game changer for Israel, except for stopping future Israeli attacks. But right now, Israel's got bigger fish to fry, bigger problems to worry about. What are those problems? Well, I'll talk about it briefly, not briefly. Trump might say to Israel, give up and I'll help you out in some other way, in some other place. And here's the twist. Here's where it gets scary. Trump wants to take credit for ending a war, and he might be able to. But what if Netanyahu says, okay, fine, I'll pull out of Gaza, but when I go for a round 2 with Iran, America, I need you to be there for me. Was that me trying to be Netanyahu? Damn. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with that. Anyway, now tempted by the prospect of achieving a Gaza peace deal and securing his Nobel Prize, lol, Trump might say, yeah, okay, I'll help you versus Iran. Just pull back from Gaza now and let the Muslim states do their thing and send in, boxes of apples and construction material. Just give them that much, right? You've done so much in Gaza and you've not managed, so you might as well give up now, focus on bigger fish, right? Now, whether or not it will go down like that, with Trump actually agreeing to actually push Israel, or if it's just empty promises to the Muslim states, and whether or not if Trump does go to Israel and say, look, pull back from Gaza, it's a failed project for you. We can't have our Riviera. We'll just have to, I don't know, let the natives live there. I know, out of the box thinking, guys. But Trump might say, we'll help you elsewhere. And Netanyahu might respond by, well, US, I've been begging you, lobbying you, bribing you. I've been something you. I've been courting you for help with Iran. So if you can help me with Iran, fine, I'll pull out of Gaza. Now, whether or not Trump would actually keep such a promise and that's how it would go down is anybody's guess. But the analysis suggests to me the Gaza conflict is close to coming to an end. For 60 to 500,000 Palestinians, it's far too late. But better late than never, right? Not for better or worse. Clearly for the better, one hopes it's coming to an end. The question is when? For God's sake, when? Billions wait, as they've been waiting for close to 2 years, as most of the countries in the world, pretty much all the countries in the world, have done near nothing, or effectively not enough, to end the modern day humanitarian headline crisis. Well, definitely one for the history books, and we're living through it. And the question of what comes after, for me at least, also looms large. What comes after Gaza? Freed up from their biggest military commitment in ages, will Israel decide to go for round 2 with the Persian line? How will that turn out? That will turn out to be a big fat mess. But I'll report on it at least so that you know what the heck is going on. And time will tell, as it always does, how things turn out. And I'll be here to report to you the news and the analysis unbiased and without the Western spin. Join me for my Wednesday lives at 6:30 UK time, And today I will also, inshallah, be releasing a history video on Iran on my history page, newsbaba.history. So look it up, enjoy the video. It's usually long form, so only sit down and watch it with a cup of tea or coffee or whatever when you have probably 15-20 minutes. And it'll be on my other social media platform as well. And I'll see you on the next one.